Okay, I think we are live. I think it's working this time. Technology and me are not friends today. Let me know if you've popped on. It says I'm live on my phone, so I must be. So pop on and say hi if you're watching this live, and we'll just give it another 30 seconds before we start, just to see if anyone pops on and joins me. I can see a couple, but I don't know whether that's my phone watching me or not. If you don't catch this live, hi Jen, how you going? Oh, I've been having computer issues. Facebook has changed some things and I don't like it. That's okay, we will persist on. So welcome to the Great Australian Craft Show number 5. Can't believe we're in August already. Where did the last 4 months go? Gone. So this little, hey Tabitha, how you going? So I thought I'd just do a bit of an introduction of our new products. We've been madly loading on the website the last few weeks. And then we're going to do a small product demonstration with embossing some chipboard. So we've got quite a few specials on our website for the next week, starting today and ending next Thursday. If you go onto the website, on the left-hand side, you'll see all our product categories. So the discount is listed in the product category, and there's 25% off a huge variety of things. So there's also some new things I decided to make as well. So we've got some face masks. Obviously, they're mandatory in Victoria, all of Victoria at the moment, so I thought we'd better have some to put on our crafting project. So we've got two different styles. So we've got one with a dotted line on it and one with a drawn line. So these drawn lines will show up when you actually ink or paint them, and then I did smaller ones as well. I was playing around the other day with actually putting some of these on some stamped images, and they looked oh so cute. I must finish those projects and put them up. So then I decided to do some words as well. Apologise for the glare, I'm trying to angle the shape so you don't get the glare. So we've got a few words that say mask up. Our COVID range has been very, very popular. We can also do them via request as well. So if you see something and you want it done differently, or you want it done slightly different, let us know. So we've got my new look with a little face mask, COVID-19 with a face mask. So this would be great for our frontline workers as well if you're documenting your time doing this. Just trying to find all the ones with the masks. We've got staying safe with our mask on. We've got making masks. I do have to make some more this weekend. Me and my sewing machine don't get along very well, but hey, they don't have to be neat. They just have to be functional. So this one's protecting you, you protecting me. I thought this was really cool. This one's quite a large shape. So it'd be great on a scrapbook page. Then I did a couple of general words, not again. So this could be used for COVID or not COVID. Here we go again. I also did lockdown. I was going to do lockdown 2.0, but I thought maybe not. Maybe that's not a very good one to do. Sorry, I was missing comments. For some reason, I have to scroll to get my comments on Facebook now, which is really, really silly. So I'll have to grab my mouse and scroll. So we've also got some large 12 by 12 frames that we've released this time as well. So this is our circles within our circles. We've got our square in our circles, so I do apologise for the glare. We've also got a range of these scribble circles. So they come in 3 sizes. That's a middle size. They're fun to use on a page. That's our larger size. And we've also got 3 more mixed media packs that we have released. So these are all the bits that don't cut quite right that I stuff up. Usually it's user error on my machine. So these are great value for mixed media and putting a background layer on your canvas, even on your page. So there's a majority of the shape's good to use, just a little bit is not so good and not perfect, so I don't put them in our range. Morning, Kirsten. Morning, anyone I've missed, because I just realised I've got to scroll to get comments, which is a bit annoying with this new Facebook thing. So a bunch of new shapes as well. I've been busily making things. So we've got I only grabbed the one packet. I only grabbed a few of these. So we've got some locks. I'm going to be playing with some of those in a minute. I'll throw that in my other box. We've got some little buzzy bees, which are cute. Got some mesh. Wings. Apparently wings have been appearing on a lot of my art journal pages lately. I don't know, I seem to be addicted by wings. We're releasing some windows this time, so I'm hoping to do some fun stuff with that. A lot of these I have not had to play with. They've just been cut and bagged up, and I haven't even had to play with them yet. That's terrible. So we've got some lace borders. So these are great to use in a strip, or you can cut them into pieces. So we've got our larger style and our smaller style. Got some cute little animals that we've done in our range as well. I'm in the process of going through my computer and reorganising all my computer files, and it's amazing what I find that's not on my website. So I've got a little word, art makes my heart happy. It's really important at this time to have happiness in your life when we're all in Victoria lockdown again. That's our smaller scribble circles, so that'll look great on a layout. It's just short of 6 by 6 centimetres, so it'd be great. 6 by 6 inches. Where's my brain today? It was very cold here last night. I think I froze my brain overnight. A few words. We've got family, birthdays. So any of the words, we can custom make words. You just got to email us and let us know what you'd like. We've got man oh man, and we've got his world this time as well. Jenny, I need the borders. Yeah, the borders are really cute. I'm actually thinking of using that border, making it into a frame as well, which would look lovely. And I'll show you what my daughter has been up to on my website. Napkins, yes. My daughter is 12 and she's learning about business with school, so we thought, how could we do some practical business with her? So she's actually uploading paper napkins to my website and selling them. She decided that my paper napkin stash was a little big. Oops, I have a bit of an addiction. So we are selling off some of them. So these is just a small selection she's picked out to show. She's actually not with me today. It's Thursday. I forgot. It's Dad's visit day. So we've got teacups. This one's really cute because you get 2 teacups in the same pack. We've got little Asian ladies this time, Japanese ladies, which is really, really cute. And sorry about the glare. They're all in plastic bags. This one's really nice with the roses. We're actually going to be doing something with napkins in one of our lives, and one of our Facebook, one of our Craft Alive classes has got napkins in it as well. So we've got black and white florals. This one's so cute with the mushrooms. So napkins are really fun to use in your art journal and all your other crafting. These buildings, abstract buildings, are fun as well. Lots of Christmas ones. We decided to release the Christmas ones in August so that you have plenty of time. Good morning, Elizabeth. How are you going? We decided to release the Christmas one so you've got plenty of time to, A, for Australia Post to deliver your stuff. They're being interesting at the moment. And B, to get some Christmas cards going. Wouldn't it be lovely to make a handmade card and send it to someone in Victoria in lockdown? That would just brighten their day. They may get it in a couple of months, but it will brighten their day with Australia Post. I'll stop picking on Australia Post. So this one's really nice with the vintage labels. You could use this in all sorts of different bits and pieces, and a couple of folk arty hearts. So that's about all our news for, I'm just going to drop those into my basket on the floor I've got going so I don't make a mess everywhere. So I thought I would do a little demo while I'm on today. I'm on at 11:30 every day for the next 4 days doing a live demo and featuring a different product. One day will be stencils, one day will be foam stamps, one day will be chipboard. So today I thought we'd play with some chipboard and some embossing folders. There will also be a series of 4 videos released over the next 4 days. They are the classes that I did for Craft Alive last month, so watch out for those. And if you are part of the Craft Alive subscription $20 a month classroom thing, there will be 4 classes. I'm live in those classes at 4:30 every day for the next 4 days. So those classes, if you're not part of that subscription, they will be released in a month's time on my Facebook page. So don't worry, you won't miss out. You just have to wait a little bit. So today I thought we would decorate some chipboard and use it in a different way. So I'm just going to grab these out. Sorry about the crinkling. Put that somewhere. So chipboard, this is obviously how the raw chipboard comes, so it's quite undecorated and a bit boring, but you can decorate it in so many ways. This particular technique works better when you have large areas of chipboard. So for example, this little heart frame doesn't work as well with this technique. It works better when you've got more chunkier areas to emboss. So what I've done is I've dived into my embossing folder stash. So these are several years old. I don't even know whether these are available anymore. Jen from Hillbilly Scrapping might have some embossing folders. I don't know. But these ones are quite old from my stash. As I said, I don't even know whether they're made anymore. So what we're going to do is emboss the chipboard. This is one of the pieces that I've done, and then we're going to colour some of it up. So embossing the chipboard is quite easy. Just a few tips and tricks when you are embossing. This particular one, it's probably going to be hard to see. This one's like zebra stripes. So if you can see, the stripes are very large. So if we put our chipboard piece in, we are not going to get a lot of the design on our chipboard piece. So the smaller the designs on your... Oh, Elizabeth, never thought of embossing chipboard. It's lots of fun. So the smaller the design, the better it works for your smaller pieces. Does that make sense? So we're going to put that one away. We're not going to use that one. So let's emboss. I like the word one. Where have I put the word one? So what I found when you're embossing chipboard is, this is one of the... Oh, I've lost it. This is the word one I just did previously. And we're going to colour some of these up so you can see how cool they can be coloured. Have the bumpy raised bit of your embossing sandwich folder. So one bit is bumpy and one bit is recessed. Like, not bumpy, recessed, I think that's the word I'm looking for. I had a late night last night, so my brain's not quite awake yet. So what I found is you put your chipboard piece, say for example if you're using a piece that isn't reversible, like obviously cogs and circles, it doesn't matter what side you do them on. But for example, a word that is not reversible, put it face down onto the non-bumpy side. So this is the bumpy side up the top, and then close your folder. I found that works quite well. Let's actually emboss the fun bit. Let's throw some of this chipboard back in my pocket off my desk, and I'll bring my Cuttlebug in. My Cuttlebug is several years old. It's probably, well, it's older than my daughter. My daughter's 12, so it's probably about 14 years old, but it's still going strong. So you'll notice it's one of the old green ones. So when you're embossing, I've got the white thick plate and I've got 2 B plates. So that works just as well, like you're embossing paper. Sorry, just lining my chipboard word up. And this one's a script embossing folder. So I'm just wanting to line it up so it's straight. Probably is not going to be straight knowing me. So pop it into your machine. I'm actually going to just stand up to do this. So just push it into your machine until your handle won't stop working. It is a bit of an effort. Obviously it's a bit harder to push it through than a bit of paper because it is thicker. And for some reason it's wanting to be annoying. Okay. So you do need to put your embossing folder. Oh, told you my brain's not working today. You do need to put your embossing folder on an angle because it doesn't like to hit this straight edge all at once. It likes to gently feed, especially my old machine. It's getting a bit old. Might be time to upgrade to one of those electronic ones. That would be cool. So obviously it is harder to push through when you are embossing chipboard as opposed to embossing paper because it is thicker, but it will go through. And then you know when it's dropped off the bottom because it will become really easy to turn. We'll do a couple while I'm standing up here. So this is how it turned out. So on the face of our bit of chipboard we've got the embossing. Now if I was to put that shape up the other way, we'd have the debossed side, so it would look like this and it would be backwards. If you wanted it to look like that, certainly go and put it in that way. Let's do a feather while I'm standing up, and then I'll have a couple to paint. So I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to colour them up so you can really see the embossing. My machine no longer suctions to my table, so I've got one hand on top. Sorry about the camera wobbling. I'll be done in a minute. So So I have to have one hand on top of my machine to hold it to the table and one hand on the bottom. Okay, let's just do, we'll do one in the squares as well. So this one's just a checker plate embossing folder. I think it's a Tim Holtz one if everyone had their own designs, maybe not. It's a Sizzix one. So I'm just going to put that in and then we're going to colour some of the shapes. Sorry about the wobbling. So you do just have to be a little gentle and sort of feed it through a bit slower and just through once. It will croak and moan a little sometimes your machine, but it still will work. And it doesn't hurt your embossing powders. I'm going to say that word constantly. That's terrible. Won't hurt your embossing folders at all. So I'm starting to sound like Jenny, aren't I? Oh, I'm picking on Jenny today. That's terrible. Okay, I've got, this one I did with dots as well. So, there we go again. So, what we're going to do is add some colour to them. I have got my lovely, move my drink bottle out of the way. I've got stuff beyond my desk. It's ridiculous. It needs a good clean. What am I going to grab? I'm just reaching for my Dina Wakley paints. And I'm just trying to reach for colour that I want out of my box. You can gesso these shapes. It depends on what you're going to put on top of them. So the chipboard is very absorbent. So if you're going to put on a lighter colour or something that's more pastel, you want to actually pre-gesso these to white or black depending on what you're going to put on top. With Dina Wakley acrylic paints, we can just go straight on top. Just trying to find a brush. There we go. So I'm going to do this one with the checks. So I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of paint on top. And then I want to paint over the entire shape. I'm painting in the crevices. I'm mainly wanting the colour to be in the crevices on this one. And then I'm going to put another colour on top to highlight the embossing. So let's do a couple in the blue and then I'll put different things on top of them. So I love using chipboard in my projects. You can use that and colour it and make it coordinate with your page. I find a lot of the pre-decorated chipboard I can't use, or I have trouble using with my projects because it's never the right colour unless I've got the matching papers and everything to go with it. So I've got a couple of blue ones. Let's find, this one will work. This one's Penny. So that blue was Peacock, and Jen from Hillbilly Scrappin' has all these paints. On my website I just stock my shapes, just reaching for another paintbrush. My chipboard stencils, foam stamps I create, and my daughter's napkins now. So I don't actually sell any of these paints or things that I use in my demonstrations. But go onto Jen's website and she will be able to hook you up. Let's do a few of these. And then I'm just going to give them a quick dry so I can do some colouring over the top. So I could be using embossing powders, I could be using any sorts of acrylic paint, basically anything to give it colour. Well, I'm liking how that we make our leaf this colour as well. So I like the Dina Wakley paints because they're a heavy body paint and they cover up the chipboard really nicely. You don't have to do several coats, which is lovely. You only have to do the one coat. Going to throw those paintbrushes in my water. Oh, paint all over my fingers. It's not a good day until you get paint all over your fingers. Okay, so we're just going to give these a quick dry with the heat tool. I've actually managed to find a quiet heat tool. Be a little noisy for a second. I'll just dry these off, won't take long. So this is just a Tim Holtz heat tool. That first one looks like it's dry already. Maybe I'll put it on my hands to warm my hands up. It was cold overnight last night. nice and dry. So an easy way to add colour to the top of them is I just grab my good old archival ink pad, could be any colour ink pad, and I just like to brush over the top. Probably not the best care for your ink pads, but it works really well because you're just hitting the raised surfaces and you're just not getting it, the ink or that down, and I just keep moving it around and just gently tapping it so I get all of it around. And see, that looks really cool. So we have gone from, if I can find another one, a plainish boring piece of chipboard to a really cool piece of embossed chipboard. So I could go and put a clear coat of embossing powder over that to make it shiny. I could put some dimensional magic over the top. You can also use waxes over the top. Let's use one of those because they're Jen's favourite product to use, and she puts them on everything. So I've got rich copper here, so I'm actually going to just use my finger to put some of this over because I just want to hit the highlights of the words. I'm just going to take a little bit out of the lid and just gently hit the highlights of the word. Obviously doing it like this, you're not going to get as a stark result as the black ink pad, but it's nice to have some subtle results as well. So just gently rubbing over the top of the, oops, be careful of my bit of my N that I don't want to poke through the other side. I love these chipboard tile words, they are really cool. I use them in my art journal quite often. So now we have some, we'll do a bit around the edge, some shiny metallic copper. This one was rich copper, and these waxes come in a huge variety of colours. I must get some more, I only have a couple. They're a bit addictive. Once you get a few, you need to get a few more. Just trying to edge it with a little bit of the copper as well, just on the edge. So that looks, whoops, I'm going to drop it in a minute. That looks really cool. So you can use a lot of things over the top. Let's use the ink pad again. I'm going to put my ink pad over the rich copper because that looks really nice as well. So it's nice to have a, like this one's, the fun I've just done is quite subtle. This one's quite bold and in your face. So it's nice to use contrasting colours so you can get a really nice contrast on it. Contrasting colours give it nice contrast. So use colours that stand out from each other, especially black and any sort of lighter colour work really well. And I'm just going to go around and see if I can edge this feather with a bit of black. I like the black and the copper as well. And what have we got? We'll do our cog with a bit of black over the top. So I'm just working on some scrap paper. Don't work directly on your bench space. So obviously this one with the small dots is a smaller raised image, and we're actually getting some of the ink in the background, which I don't mind. It adds to the effect. And what are we going to do with this one? What else have I got on my table I can do something with? Let's go with, well, let's see what the blue looks like over the top. What blue did I use? Was it peacock? Let's put this one over the top. So I'm just going to put a little bit of marine over the top. And I think my bunnies have decided I've been on live too much. My daughter's bunnies live in the back of the room I film in, and I did take one of their boxes away today because they were being rather loud just before I come on live. We give them cardboard boxes to shred and occupy themselves with. So this one I am getting some of the paint in the background, but I do like this effect as well. So it depends what sort of look you're going for, and just experiment. The worst thing you can do is do something like that and go, ew, I don't like it. Gesso it, paint it again, and off you go again. The raised image will still be there, and you can get so many different effects. This is just a bit of marine paint over the copper. I like how the copper's just on the background, just around the whoops, I just put too much on, just around the raised images. I'm having trouble with words today. Words are not my friend. So just trying to grunge it up a bit more. So we've decorated this beautiful flat circle up into a nice embellishment, and each of these embellishments you make will be unique. So it's great to decorate your own chipboard to make unique embellishments for your page. Now I'll wipe my blue finger on my paper. So that's about the little demo I had for you today and our introduction to our products. So pop over to our website. We've got loads of chipboard stencils and foam stamps on. Thanks, Faye. They do look great, and it's great that you can personalise them. And dive into your stash and see what you've got. I'm sure everyone's got embossing folders in their stash. And then have an experiment with what different medias go over the top, whether you do paint and ink, or you do paint and, well, it's paint and ink, or whether you do paint and paint over the top. So they are lots of fun. I may use these in a project later on and post a photo. So coming up later today, there will be a video release to one of the classes I did last month for Craft Alive, and it will just be a link to a YouTube video, so you can watch me teach you a class. Not sure which one I'll release today, but we've got one coming out for every day for the next 4 days. Still, these words are not wanting to come out correctly today. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again when our next live. So I'll be live again 11:30 Friday, 11:30 a.m. Friday, 11:30 a.m. Saturday, and 11:30 a.m. Sunday. If I find time, I may pop on and do a unannounced live. You never know. So do like the page and follow the page, and you never know what I pop on and do. Bye for now.